They forced me to go horizontal. This is crazy. Craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm sitting here. I mean, they forced me to do vertical. Now, let's get things into what we call the particulars. Yeah, it was nuts trying to get in here. Now, I don't know if it's frozen or what. This is going crazy right now. Yeah, I'm thinking of this, getting out this place. What's good? No, didn't want to make this a vertical, but it is what it is. We're here now. So, yeah, the days go by, right? Stephen A. Smith. Here we go. See, Stephen A. Smith decided it would be in his best interest if he was to set terms the way he wants. And all of the nonsense that he does and participates in. That's supposed to represent basically who we are as people, the whole nine. Now, what we brought to the table was a different reality than what he's been exuberating. Now, he says he's a Knicks fan, right? And he's been screaming and screaming and screaming about the New York Knicks. Then, with the surgence of the team that's been number one all year, everybody's been waiting on them to fail, and they haven't failed. They've only excelled and gotten better. They say, well, wait till after the All-Star break. Detroit's going to start to fall. They got better. They got stronger. They kept winning and kept winning. Now, all of the surprises happen, and everybody around is starting to say, well, okay, they won that one, but that doesn't mean they can win this one. And they kept winning. Then everybody in the media started to jump on the bandwagon. All these Pistons teams is for real. I'm afraid of these Detroit Pistons. Stephen A., the first guy, right off the bat. I'm afraid of these Detroit Pistons. And I'm like, my goodness. You afraid of these Detroit Pistons? Okay. All right. We are kind of menacing. But let's see what you really want. Let's get to that hurt. Let's get to that pain. What do you really feel about these Detroit Pistons. So he started talking about all Cade's a superstar. And they got Jalen Jordan and those other guys. So he starts raving about the Pistons. Right? Then all of a sudden, all of it switches. There's no more glazing. There's no more, hey, the Detroit Pistons is this. All of a sudden, Pistons ain't lost nothing. The Knicks are stumbling into the playoffs, thinking they big, bad, and bold. They beat the Celtics without Jaylen Brown, and everybody's believing in the Knicks. So now he turns around out of nowhere, based on no logic, and say the Pistons can be a first round exit. Wow. Unbelievable. I could see if he said this without Cade or something like that, something that would make logical sense. But with Cade Cunningham back in the lineup, the way our team played, the way we played every team in the league, we could easily be a first round exit. Based off of what? You say, oh, they don't have a lot of playoff experience. So who? You're giving more praise to the people with no playoff experience. If we play the Miami Heat, the Heat knows how to play in these situations. Well, the Heat is intense to die. They would have to beat Charlotte. They would have to beat another team in order to get in. No matter what team gets in, I like our chances. No matter who we face. I like where we are. But if you're Stephen A. Smith, don't glaze us. Before a game is played, you've already shaken in your boots. Before a decision can be rendered, you're already making observations. How proactive are you? So when I see these people make these ridiculous assumptions, back it up with some facts. Back it up with facts. How are the Detroit Pistons going to be eliminated in the first round? At some point, I feel you have to make it make sense. And when it's not making sense, I know, right? Tell me about it. I know. They do this all the time to try to minimize us, or they have nothing to talk about. So let's say, oh, let's go at bashing the Detroit Pistons. Makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Oh, they say Miami and Charlotte is like a playoff game, right? Well, that's good for Charlotte. It's a good look for them. One of those teams got to win twice, and I think they could. But no matter who wins, right? Everybody's leaning on Boston. Tatum is back. Boston is back. Tatum is a shell of himself. And playing like this, I don't feel is right. I don't think it's great for long term. His recovery out the games has been brutal. Because it's psychological more than anything. Just to try to get him to get a bucket. Kobe came back to play, but wasn't the same Kobe. He had other injuries that kept piling up. And each injury is telling him, sit down. Sit down, kid. Kid, sit down. But he can't do it. He can't bring himself to do it. Let's say they play Charlotte in the second round. Charlotte gets the 8th seed, right? Okay. Let's say Charlotte gets the 8th seed. They got to play the Pistons. Everybody's jumping up for joy because any team they feel that could beat the New York Knicks handedly, oh, that's clearly a problem for the Knicks. Atlanta is a problem for the Knicks. Daniels, his defense on Brunson, oh, that's going to be legendary in this series. Let's see what Jalen Brunson do when it's all on the line. Mm. Yeah, well, the same way you said that. Oh, that's misunderstood always. What's going on? I didn't know you had gotten in the chat. I just wish Stephen A. Smith found something better to do with his time than to talk on the Detroit Pistons. Because he definitely doesn't know what he's talking about. He goes one way, then he sways back the other way, then he sways back again. It's like, dude, just stay over there. No one's asking you to be on this side. Stay there. He doesn't have any logic to back up why the Pistons going to be eliminated. First, you're afraid of the Detroit Pistons. We understand you're afraid of the Pistons for the Knicks. That's cool. But now, everybody else can beat us. How? Based off what? We've dominated all the teams that we're playing. Oh, but let me guess. We get Miami. Miami will be a tougher matchup for us because they know our style. But can they beat us in a 4-game series? I don't think we're going to be playing Miami. Actually, but if we do, who cares? We'll beat them too. Then they're going to be right back glazing Cade Cunningham and Duran. And oh my God, that Cade Cunningham. We already know what it is. Detroit versus everybody. And now it's the Pistons versus everybody. We understand how this game plays, how it works, what they want to see, how it's laid out. We already know the end results. I'm doing well, misunderstood. Oh, this is where I used to get my car washed. So they stole my cologne out of there. People that was working there was stealing. Good. I'm glad they probably closed that place down. Yeah, this girl bought me a bottle of cologne for like Christmas. Oh, this is years ago. And I went there. I used to use the cologne, and it was cheap. So I didn't really use it that much, so I kept it in the car in case I forgot some cologne. I got some extra cologne. You know cologne is cheap when it disappears within about 20 minutes of you using it. You had to put half a bottle on for it to last. Smells good for about 10 minutes and then it's gone. Oh yeah, everybody's talking about the victory I had on your panel. Misunderstood. Yeah, my championship victory. I got to celebrate over there with all the women coming up short trying to debate me. All of y'all was falling like dominoes. No, it's more of a sense of trying to get the very best out of everything you've put together. No. If the Detroit Pistons was going to have any problems whatsoever, there need to be some type of reasoning or explanation for everything that you got in tow. Feel what I'm saying? I deem that as people's fault, you know? People make that happen. They can make decisions, don't go away as should. That's how I feel. No, it's just 1 minute the Knicks are done. Next thing you know, oh, the Knicks are back better than ever. What has happened? There's no game that took place. So I'm like, how did the Pistons go from the scariest team in basketball a week ago, and now no games have been played since then? Like since they last played a game, and now all of a sudden they can lose in the first round. This tells you about the journalism in sports. It's weak. They don't even have to try to give you any information to leave you informed. Back in the day, they used to give you information. Now they give you created BS stats. Then you got people like Roe who get drunk off this and then start telling me what they said on ESPN. Since Martin Luther King's birthday, I'll be like, I don't care about what they did. They got it together and said, we're going to turn this around. That's great for an NBA storyline. But you weren't playing anybody. It was the strength of your schedule. And when you played the teams that I said you were going to lose to, you lost. You beat the Spurs. That was about it. And we all know what happened there. So of course you say, oh man, if we go to the West, we could beat everybody. Man, if we play Denver or San Antonio, why would you want to play Denver or San Antonio? Because we matched up well with them. We could beat them, so wow, good. So you want to play somebody that you think you can be. You don't want to play the best team. I want to play the best. If they say San Antonio's the best, that's the team in the West I felt we needed to get. Let's get them. Oh, Miami Heat, they the best team in the East. Good, put them at 8. So we can smack them. Now, when we smack Miami, everybody, y'all don't want to play Orlando. Y'all don't want to play Charlotte. Y'all don't want to play. We don't care who we play. How many times we're not the Knicks. You can't put y'all fear into us. It don't work. We don't walk around scary like that. That's not how Piston fans move. They move with a different energy. It's a different energy. We don't move like that. We don't understand that process. We don't even understand that. It's like, what are they doing? What are they talking about? Like, why do they think why would fear be involved in their decision making? But it's because their fan base is scary. When you have a scary fan base, we need to do this or else. They always run from confrontation. If they lose, they won't even come up in the chat. They win against any mediocre team. Here they come. Front lining. Chest out. Jersey Ye disappeared he go on a sabbatical. We can't find Jersey yet. So it's not about what people think they know. It's often about what they can provide and what they can prove. On that court, that's what it comes down to. Of course not. We're not the agenda. We were never the agenda. The agenda was the New York Knicks, Boston Celtics. That's all they cared about in the East. That's it. Knicks, Celtics. Knicks, Celtics. Right? That's all we heard about. Meanwhile, Detroit, best team in the East. The only way we get mentioned, oh, they scared of us. They're gonna get knocked out in the first round. Good, keep that same. Oh, I said they might. We might. Yeah, you deal with the foolery as it comes. Nothing about our style of play say we gonna get knocked out in the first round. But okay. Yeah, we beat the Pistons 4-0 this season. Cool. Knock yourself out. Play Miami, it's over. Pistons are going home. Okay. We shall see. Y'all gotta win a playoff round first before you talk to us. Pistons gotta do something before we can talk to the New York Knicks. Okay. The New York Knicks. We gotta do something. You know. We've had championship parades, championships, but we the ones that have to do something in order to talk to the New York Knicks. Let that sink in. Like, absolutely. Now here comes the $1 million questions. Who are the New York Knicks to us? As an organization, as a franchise? We have been to the NBA Finals 5 times, winning 3 out of the 5. We have been to the Eastern Conference Finals like 13 times. You guys have been irrelevant for 25 years. The whole Ewan Starks years. Y'all went to 1 NBA Finals when Jordan wasn't there. Then you couldn't get back the next year. The Orlando Magic went. Wow. Unbelievable. But you are the boogeyman. We're the ones that we need to worry about. Went to 1 Eastern Conference Finals last year, and you're talking bad. And the NBA wants you to win. You just don't have a superstar on your team. You got a Brunson, a role player, trash. But we shall see. There's so much wrong with the global picture of trying to see people for what it is and trying to see things for what they are. You know, it's what they call bad juju. I've never been a fan of anyone, and I mean anyone, trying to take apart something that we've created. And when you bring things together, you don't want to see it fall apart. But the New York Knicks is going to be broken apart next year. You only got a window of like maybe 2-3 years before adjustments have to be made. Personnels and people have to be moved. Right, because they're not identifying well with the team. Like, Cat's style of play does not identify with the New York Knicks. So they was like, oh, we've been running Cat and pick and roll to get him more shots. That's cool. Get him more involvements in the game, but overall, you're going to need the whistle. You're going to need a lot of whistle. Whistle while you work. Well, when you're doing things that affect the betting lines, these are the things that is fishy to people. I don't feel these ways. No, it's just what people call society. Stephen A. Smith and all these media pundits, they're not part of the overall picture anymore. Some people believe that we say things just because it's our platform. We don't do that. See, one thing we do, we say what we mean. One Hondo. Oh, none of them know anything about the game. I saw Stephen A. Smith try to talk about golf. Maybe Stephen A. Smith. Oh, okay, cool. Get a place in order.
Yeah. What would you like today?
I would take a codfish dinner 2-piece. And
Cod dinner 2-piece. Tartar sauce or cocktail?
tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce with fries and coleslaw, right for you?
Oh no, I need broccoli.
Broccoli instead of fries?
Yes. And I'll need, you got chicken noodle soup?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'll take that. And I'll take a large chocolate shake.
Large chocolate shake.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for you?
That'll be all.
And you said to go or for you?
To go.
To go? Could I get a name for that order?
Kevin.
That's going to be 22.28. All right, here you go, Kevin. That'll be right up for you, all right?
All right. No. Stephen A. Smith is the biggest joke in the world. Yes, I think my reward of the day should be a chocolate shake. No, I ran into some of Charlie Kirk's people today. His cousin and his auntie. But no, he doesn't have any. Stephen A. could sit there and talk about, he was covering hockey the other day, talking about the hockey game. He was, oh yeah, because, he's a bad boy. He had, two goals the other week. He's a bad boy. I'm like, what? He's a 30-year starter. He's made the All-Star game 4 times, and he's going to be ready to go. Like, does this dude know what he's talking about at all?
But then he was a good server. I was serving like that because I was hired for
He's got nothing to say.
And then I tried doing the mob and it was just like going.
I don't know why the moderators, that's the YouTube moderators that are going against you. So everybody had to make a decision back then. Like, we had to try to get themselves, ready to go. But Can't tell nobody nothing. Oh well, that's genuinely how it works. But you know how people move. They slow down on everything, and it makes no sense. Oh, when you're in a town, you want to make something that lasts. You want something that could extend. Like if you're thinking, who does more with the community? Who does something more as a team in the NBA? We do. Nobody is united like we are. You would think all the Pistons lived in the same house. We are all locked in. We have no problems there. And I don't know why they act like we weren't in the playoffs last year. They keep talking about you don't have any experience. I'm like, who don't have experience? You get experience by actually playing in the playoffs and knowing how to get your body trained to play longer. But you guys are saying guys who have never played in the playoffs have a chance of putting us out of the playoffs. And Charlotte. Okay, granted, we'll give you that. That's what's up. Thank you. You too.
You want a fresh?
Today was an 80-degree day. Beautiful, sun shining. Now it's gonna turn into a thunderstorm. And that's Chicago weather. I can feel it. Can you feel it? See, I know better than to go in the drive-through. Ah! I know better than to go in the drive-through at this time of hour. It's better to go in. I'd have still been in this long line. Now, I'll come get my gas later tonight when all this traffic die down with these earthlings get out of the way. I remember this was all empty. This is all brand new, buddy. They still building on it. Now they're all luxury townhouses called Oak Creek. Didn't exist. Oak Creek didn't exist 2 years ago. Now they made a whole community, which is raises property value. This isn't football. Yeah, I see it isn't. But I'll get back with y'all directly, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm mad they didn't make my video, or I mean, they did it vertical and they screwed that up altogether. So let me find out what's going on. I'll get back with you direct.